This is the 2018 Mazda CX-5 Grand Touring Edition. Now this is the machine gray metallic color, and we thought we'd give you a review of some of the Mazda fangirl, fanboy accessories that you can get for your car. So most of these that we're going to review today are actually OEM, but there are some aftermarket third-party ones as well. So let's take a look first at the rear sensors that we opted to get for this car. Now the rear sensors are an accessory that you have to pay extra for, and I will warn you that the cost of installation is really what's prohibitive if you decide to go with a Mazda dealership. You can see on the back there are 4 little dots, and they are color matched to whatever paint job you opt to get for your CX-5. There's 4 sensors, and it's a very simple setup. All these do is as you approach an object, as you're in reverse, you just hear an audible beep sound, and it becomes more dire as you get closer to that object. So nothing too fancy, and since most CX-5s already have the cross traffic sensor alert, you might feel that these are not necessary, but it is a nice touch, and I honestly wish they had an option like this for the front side of the CX-5 as you're pulling into a spot, so you don't scrape or hit the front end of your car on, sometimes those cement blocks that they have. So let's take a look inside. That was our first accessory we got, and kind of liked it, but I will warn you that the price of installation of those rear sensors was a little bit more than in retrospect we would have done. Additional thing we got was, and I wish that this was actually standard on the CX-5, is a retractable cargo cover. And when you opt to get this cover, it's slightly telescoping, so to get it out of the back, there's kind of in holes on the side that you slide it into. You have to kind of slide it to the left, I believe it is, and it will, to the right, and it will pop out, and then you can pull the whole thing out if you want. But the nice thing I like about this is it's soft, and it just retracts. But another nice touch, these clips come on the back of the CX-5, and you just can hook them into here. And then what that does is, once you close the tailgate, it just auto retracts to whatever the necessary length is. So add a bit of privacy, especially here in the Bay Area where there's been a steep increase in break-ins. It's just an added piece of security, and it's just a really nice touch. And frankly, I'm surprised that Mazda hasn't included that as part of standard on one of the trim levels. Another thing we got was the official CX-5 sun visor, or sunscreen thing. So basically all I wanted to show with this is it's nice. It's obviously got the model name on there, and it's a slightly metallic material. But on the back side, it's got kind of a micro suede type of material on the back. So it's nice. It's heavy duty. You do need to put your sun visors down on the front windshield of your car to get it to stay in place. I have to say it's a little debatable whether these things actually deflect that much heat overall as a accessory for cars, but that's the official one that Mazda produces. Another accessory we thought we'd show you is the cargo, what is this thing called? The cargo net. And so again, this is a really nice accessory. I wish more cars just offered this as standard. I think it's so helpful if you're wanting to carry things. So it's really, I believe it's 2 pieces. You have to get the clips and then the cargo net itself. But the CX-5 cargo net's nice because it actually has, it's almost like a bag, and you can slide things into it. So it's really helpful if you've got like a wedding cake, or you got groceries that you don't want to fall over, or wine bottles. Really helpful for that. And it's got a stretchy material, and it does have these small little clips on the side if you want to keep whatever's in the bag contained in there too, or inside the cargo net. Another accessory we decided to go hog wild was with the roadside assistance kit. So the roadside assistance kit, it's got a nice hardcover case to it. And then you'll see that on this, it comes with a little content list here, but really it's got jumper cables, duct tape, you name it. It's got a shop towel, some gloves. It, even has those hazard triangles. So I think overall, you could probably get most of this stuff third party from another place. But again, if you're a fanboy or a fangirl of Mazda and you really want the official one, it is quite nice. So have to say I haven't tried out all of the individual accessories, but here's the jumper cables it comes with. It's pretty standard fare. Next thing we wanted to just show you what it looks like are the sill panels, those sill plates. Okay, so this is the official one offered by Mazda. It's really just an adhesive plate, and it's really designed mostly for aesthetics and looks, but also to prevent scratching as you're loading in luggage. And it was very easy to install. It comes with a paper template to help you center it across here. So you just want to make sure that the surface is clean. And then it's got a double-sided sticky tape underneath. Unfortunately, ours arrived in a bent box, so it's a little bit bumped here, but normally looks beautiful. And again, I think it just increases the fit and finish of the car. Now for the side sill plates, there is a kit for 4 on the side of the CX-5 that are OEM. We opted not to get them because they were quite a bit more expensive. So these are third-party ones that we found on Amazon, and again they look almost identical to the ones that Mazda makes, and again it just really adds to the look and feel of the car. I think it just the car by default looks so nice, so these just add a added touch of luxury, I guess, to the car, you could say. The difference between these and the actual Mazda ones is the ones for the CX-5 on the front driver and passenger side actually have, I believe, the word Mazda on there, and it illuminates. They're battery powered, and as the door opens, they light up, but you're gonna pay quite a bit more for that. So let's take a look at some of the other accessories we got here in the car. So the first thing we got were the all-weather mats. These come in a set of 4. And again, you can see it shows the Mazda CX-5 logo there, and they fit perfectly. And they have snap-in points to make sure that they don't slide around. And one thing we did notice on the driver's side is, it's a nice little touch, is that the pattern that's imprinted into the rubber is actually raised right where your heel would be, so that your foot's more easily able to move back and forth between the pedals as you're driving. But again, those are so easy to clean, and they just, make the car feel, that much more luxury. While we're here, you'll also notice that we got the plates for the gas brake and footrest area. So those you can buy as separate. I believe they don't come as a kit as 3, so you have to buy them separately. And if you're feeling handy, you can order these online, and does come with instructions to pop those on there. This one here, I believe there's a mounting screw you do have to drill into the floor plate of your car to get it to stay there permanently. And if you opt to have Mazda help you out with this, it does add up quite a bit. The labor cost is really the thing that is the expense there. So one other thing that we did get for this car was the footwell lighting for the front driver and front passenger seat. Now, I will say this was probably the most disappointing accessory that Mazda chooses to sell. So it does come with a switch that you can turn on and off manually. If you leave it in the on position, it just comes on automatically when you open up the doors. But I'd say the most disappointing thing is how poor the lighting really is. So there's a light on the driver's side footwell and also on the passenger side, but we really had to have a good laugh at ourselves because of the cost of the part and the labor to have Mazda do the installation of that. I'm sure there are many more third-party kits that would not only illuminate the footwells, but probably other parts of the car, which we were surprised that didn't come with the kit. Another accessory we opted to get for this were the mud flaps for both the front and the back. Really, it's more cosmetic than anything, but they do add a little bit of a flare to the front and back wheel wells. And we also got, you can get we're hardcore fans here. We got the chrome colored, what do you call these things? I'm drawing a blank. The caps for the air inlet for the tires here. And you can see here the rear ones as well. These mud flaps here, these are actually pretty easy. You could put these in yourself, but they do come in sets of 2. Ones that are specially made for the front wheel wells and 2 that are made for the rear wheel wells. One other side thing we decided to do was to do ceramic tint on the car. And if you're not familiar with what ceramic tint is, it's basically a special type of tint for your windows to make them darker, but also to reflect more infrared light. You know, it is noticeable, and I know that the CX-5 windows do come pre-tinted a little bit, the rear ones rather I should say, but the all four we opted to get slightly more tinted, and I really wanted it for the infrared reflection to just keep the car cooler during the summer months here in Northern California. So overall, I think that we're really pleased with most of the accessories we got. On our Mazda 3, we got some other accessories that we'll review in a separate video. But overall, I'm pleased with them. But I think if you're gonna add these types of things, definitely you can find many of these things that are Mazda OEM through third-party sites, not purchasing directly through the Mazda website. Or if there's stuff that you're not willing to pay the Mazda premium price on, you can find very similar parts third-party altogether as well.